Dear students, for part BSc part 3rd, till this stage, we are familiar about the vector space, subspace, and some concepts. Today we will discuss some more concepts: linear combination, linear span, linear dependence, linear independence, and some of subspaces, etc. So, what is linear combination? Let us consider that V is a vector space over the field of F. We consider n vectors v1, v2, v3 in V, and consider another vector v of the vector space V. Then V is said to be linear combination, Rekhi Sanchaya of v1, v2, v3 and so on Vn. If there exist n scalars lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda n contained in F such that this small v vector can be written lambda 1 v1, lambda 2 plus lambda 2 v2 plus lambda 3 v3 plus lambda n vn. So symbolically we write a small v is said to be sigma lambda I vi for I from 1 to n. This is the definition of the linear combination. Now linear span. Let us consider a non-white set containing n vectors of the vector space. It is said to be S. Then where V is a vector space over the field F. The linear span can be defined L bracket S. This is nothing more than set of all linear combination of the S vectors. So sigma lambda I vi, I from 1 to n, and lambda I belongs to scalar field and vi belongs to vi. It means a set of all possible linear combination of non-white subset S vectors. Now we define linear dependence. Let S be a non-white subset v1, v2, v3 n of the vector space over the field of F. Over the field F. This set S is said to be linear dependent. Linear dependence if there exist n scalars such that lambda 1 v1 plus lambda 2 v2 plus so on plus lambda n vn equal to 0. Here 0 is the zero vector of the vector space. After calculation, if we find all scalars lambda I are not equal to 0, it means at least one scalar should be different from 0. It is a very important definition. Linear independence in the above definition of linear dependence, after calculation, if we find all scalars lambda i's from lambda 1 to lambda n are of 0, then this set S is said to be linear independent. It is another most important property of the vector space. Now we define linear sum. Let us consider that S1 and S2 be two subspaces of the vector space Vf. Then linear sum of S1 and S2 defined as S1 plus S2. It is a set like small v1 plus small v2 such that where v1 belongs to S1 and v2 belongs to S. Clearly this S1 is subset of S1 plus S2. S2 is subset of S1 plus S2. Now we consider a theorem. Linear span of two subspaces of a vector space, each again a subspace of the vector space. Let V1 and V2, let W1 and W2 are subspaces of the vector space V over the field F. Now we have to show that W1 plus W2, the linear sum, is also subspace of the vector space. So consider that U and V belongs to W1 plus W2. It means U belongs to W1 plus W2 means this by definition of linear sum U can be written alpha 1 plus alpha 2 and V belongs to W1 plus W2. It means V can be written beta 1 plus beta 2 where lambda 1 and beta 1 belong to W1 and lambda 2 beta 2 belong to W2. W1 is subspace. So by using NS condition to be subspace of the vector space, alpha 1, beta 1 belong to W1, lambda 1, xi 1 belongs to F, these are scalars. So lambda 1, lambda 2 plus xi 1, beta 1 belong to W1. Similarly, W2 is subspace, so we can write lambda 2 plus alpha 2 plus xi 2 plus b2 belong to W2. Now add them, we find this lambda u plus xi v belongs to W1 plus W2. Since lambda 1, lambda 2, xi 1, xi 2 are scalars, so no loss of generality, we can take the all lambda i's are same and xi's are same. Hence this is the theorem.